Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about a tasting table bourbon expert who says no bourbon should be under 4 years old. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Katie Von Nieters and Darren McRoy.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, so yeah, we're going to be talking today and sharing some our thoughts on this concept of, does all bourbon need to be at least 4 years old? We'll get to that after the break. For right now, Katie said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Katie?
Yes. So if you get injured in a stupid way,
Uh-huh.
at what point, if ever, do you just make up a different story about how you got injured? Like, do you have a threshold, or do you just always stick with the truth no matter how stupid it is? Or are you a person who's more likely to like make up something else so it sounds like a little cooler how you injured yourself?
Okay.
I know that I have the reputation of being very uncoordinated and falling.
Right.
I can't lie. I cannot lie about this because they're just gonna be like, you literally just tripped on your own feet and fell down your own stairs. I'm like, yes, that is why I'm covered in bruises. Or like, you just kind of, I can't lie about this. I'm not going to lie about this. It could be the most stupid way. I actually have a scar on my foot because I drank too much one night and I tried to make dinner after and I dropped a knife on my foot. That stick up into it. And I just was like, I actually went to a doctor about it because I'm like, this actually still hurts. And he's like, you kind of damaged some nerves. It's fine. And I'm like, good. And he's like, how'd you do it? I was like, I dropped a knife on my own foot while I was trying to cook. I did not tell him how much bourbon was involved in that. But no, I'm just always honest about it. It's a better story if you're honest, I think.
It's a better story. Okay. Yeah.
Most of my good injury stories that I actually tell are good enough stories that I don't have to lie about them. So it's me being stupid enough, I'm gonna take those actions because every one of them involves me being stupid. So I get what's coming to me. But like, if I just have like a little injury and someone asks me about it, it's not really an injury, but like if I sleep the wrong way, I've learned to not say anything about that because Steve says, "Oh, wait till you're my age."
Right.
Well, you're gonna be doing that all the time. So I just leave that part out.
So so you just don't talk about it at all instead of like saying you got hurt some other way.
Yep, just avoid it.
No, so what if you're in the shop and like you're like, Lita, I was trying to stretch your neck. You used your pillow wrong. Like you're just not saying anything.
Yep. Sitting there and
Okay.
Maybe when I'm older I can use that one, but not yet.
It does get more real the older you get, where I'm just like, oh, my shoulder hurts because I had my arm up here last night. Like it just,
Oh yeah. Well, you have no idea. You're still McNew. You're still young, but no, it's not good. Well, we'll see. One day you guys will look back and be like, man, that old guy, he was right. I'll tell you what, everything he said came true. But
I feel like shit every single morning. Steve was right.
Yeah, Steve was right.
I think I'm already there because like I feel like I have like early arthritis, and every morning my hands hurt until I put them under cold water, and then I'm like, oh, now they're better.
Cold water helps. That's interesting.
Apparently.
Huh.
And I don't feel like I'm that old, but I'm already like, oh, I'm arthritic already. What is happening? This is why people used to die in their 30s in the 1800s. They got it right. Now
they got it right. They got it right.
50 more years.
Yeah. Von Nieters, how about you? Injuries? You talk about those or not?
Yeah. If I get hurt, I'm usually doing something stupid, so it's kind of a good story anyway. Like, okay. The other day at work, I accidentally screwed a screw right into my hand, and that was totally my fault.
You're not supposed to do that, right?
No, yeah, I did it, and I wasn't even mad. I kind of just chuckled at myself. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Interesting. I would have just left it there, made it part of your body at that point.
Well, it was through a vehicle part first, so I would have had a part of a car stuck to me.
That's fine. That's even a better story.
Through it to get it out? Did you have to like reverse the drill to get it out? Like,
no, it happened like so fast. I just pulled my hand off.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
No. I mean, I think for me, just tell the story. I think I like telling stories. I mean, that's my forte, telling stories. I'm going to make it even worse than it is. I mean, that's a great thing about telling stories. You got to add to it, right? Yeah.
It's exaggerated. Like, I have a scar on my nose that like nobody's really like. I notice it, but I don't know that other people do. But if they do, they're like, "How'd you get that?" I'm like, "I fell face first into a pool table." Really, my own fault. 100% my own fault.
Interesting. Yeah.
Again, I think McNew was sober at that moment.
She was not.
Shocked.
Yeah. Katie, how about you? What happens when you get injured? You tell these stories, or you enhance them, or don't say anything?
I've just owned it. It's like stupid enough, but I've got the issue right now. I've been lying about it and saying that I hurt my knee in Nashville. That there was drinking involved, dancing too much in bars, and my knee hurt. Because I've been like limping, so I can't just like ignore it and deny it. Because people are like, "What happened to you? Why are you limping?" The truth is that I first semi-injured my knee I was like in bed and like stretched and like tensed up all my muscles, and I like somehow overextended my knee while stretching, laying down. And that one I thought was going to go away, but then I switched vehicles with a friend, and they have my truck to use, and I have their Impala. And it's much lower center of gravity than I'm used to. So I just throw my leg out and go to stand up like I would out of my truck, where I just exit laterally. But the center of gravity difference of having to stand up from the lower car, I felt this like shot through my knee. And it's been really bad since then. And so I'm like, I can't tell people that I stretched in bed and then stood up from a car and hurt my knee to the point of like it's swollen. I have to ice it like almost every day at the end of the day. I'm limping, like it's ridiculous. So
that one's one that like where the story's not even fun. So they're just like people just feel bad for you at that point.
Like
they're like, you dumbass, and they laugh at you, and that's somehow better.
And so like to get out of this Impala now, because I still have it, I have to turn and put both feet outside the car and then put my arms like on either side of the door frame and use like my back muscles to pull myself out of the car, because I can't put the pressure on my knees right now because this left knee hurts and I feel ridiculous.
All I heard is Katie is a really good friend. That is all I got out of that. Katie is a good friend for doing all of that.
Katie's a good friend, and lift with your back.
There you go. Lift with your back, folks.
And Impalas aren't made for tall people.
Forget the legs. Using the legs screwed me over. I need to use the back.
Use the back. So there you go.
So I want to know too if you guys had a better idea of a fake story I could tell for how I hurt my knee, because I don't even know if dancing in Nashville is believable.
You chased a feral cat. You had to chase the cat, and you tripped in a hole, and there it is.
Okay, and that's believable because last time I got hurt, my palms were completely torn up. It was because the dog tripped me in the gravel driveway. So
one of the cats got out. You went into the cornfield. You tripped over something. It's fine. That's what happened.
You can make it really exciting by saying you tripped over a dead body.
Oh.
Really escalate it.
Mark.
They might be able to look into that one though. That one could be fact checked.
Yeah. Could be trouble. There you go. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with McNew this time. McNew, what do you got there?
I have some Larceny Barrel Proof. It's the A123.
Okay. Nothing going on there. Pretty quiet. All right. Next up is going to be Darren. He looks like he's ready to go.
I got the latest Art of Spirits pick from the ABV Barrel Shop.
Okay. That was solid. That could be enough. We'll see what happens. We'll let Von Nieters go. Von Nieters, what do you got there?
I have a 1792 bottled in bond.
Oh,
that was loud.
That was really good. Yeah, that's the lead. Could be enough. We'll see. I've got some Oxmoor Farms here. This is from the Robinsons. Got me this very special bottle. Of course, a very historic location there, and they got their own bourbon now. So let's see what we got here. Oh, it was nice. It was pleasant, but not enough to take the lead. Not enough to take the lead. We're not doing the most pleasant cork pop, so I would have won.
Julep of cork pop, Steve.
Yes, it was.
It was very nice.
It was very nice. Katie, you were last but not least. What do you got?
That's right. I have Arcane Alpha. It's nearly a heel, as you can see, with the 3 fingers left in it.
Right.
So I'm not feeling great about it, but we'll see.
No. Broke.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
Oh.
Get the cork. No, don't use your teeth.
Don't use your teeth. Katie, you have nice teeth.
Oh, God.
You used to.
This is going to be a good injury story.
You used to have good teeth.
How did you poke your eye out while I was trying to rip the cork out?
Whoa!
Oh,
I felt like she would have won, but
yeah,
Darren was talking.
that was a winner too.
yeah. No. Von Nieters takes it because Darren talked over Katie's cork pop.
Thanks,
All that
Darren.
work
You're
she
welcome,
did for
Von
it.
Nieters.
Yeah, all that work she did. So yeah, cheers to Von Nieters. Von Nieters. Cheers.
Von Nieters.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about should bourbon be at least 4 years old. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
This is Freddie Mills, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're discussing a tasting table article where an expert says bourbon should be at least 4 years old.
Yes, we are. So yes, the tasting table expert, again, I put it in quotes, expert.
Mm-hmm. Like the videos where it says like experts say you should leave your like bedroom door open and it turns and the expert is a cat.
Yeah. Or if they say something ridiculous like leave your 82 when you're gone or 78, I will not be doing that. No,
that's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not paying any attention to that stuff. So what do you guys think? 4 years old, should that be the minimum? Should there be some refining of the law and it's like you got to be 4 years old now?
It's already done.
Aged in an oak container. But as Jimmy Russell has always said, throw it in a bucket for a second. It is bourbon. Done. It is.
I support it. I think it would be good. I have tried a few different things where people tried to age things shorter. And while some of it has been okay, I'm like, it would make it better sitting in the barrel a few more years. And so I think it would make better quality. And I think it would force people to be more serious about the make of it too, that they can't be putting out product that they're like, just put it in for a little bit and let's get it out. So
right.
I think it helps hold it to a higher standard.
I think it cut out the rapid agers, right? Where they're like, we tried to rapid age this and it's great.
Because that's not real whiskey.
But like, Steve, you have to think about Royce when he started. He had some fucking great 2-year-olds.
That's what I want to talk to Katie about because what she's outlining here is going to be very punitive to the craft distillers.
It could be whiskey. It's still whiskey. It's just not bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but
or maybe we could create a new category of young bourbon.
People can't understand the difference between bourbon and rye. We don't need to confuse them more.
Baby bourbon. We've got baby bourbon and mama bourbon and daddy bourbon and grandpa bourbon, just all different age ranges.
You like the idea of calling it like young bourbon because it lowers your expectations, which means your socks blown off when it's fucking good.
Yeah. So maybe that could encourage the new distilleries. If you put out a young bourbon, it's managing the expectations because it is young. But then if it could help build their brand faster.
Yeah.
Right, but you also don't want to emphasize the age statement so much to where that's all that everyone cares about.
True.
The age statement shouldn't be.
Yeah. So, and the reason that I'm drinking the Arcane right now is this is only aged for it was less than weeks, I think. So they used a finished beer instead of the traditional methods, and so they did a few different things, but this is an amazing whiskey. It's not a bourbon, it's an American whiskey, but so I think there's a market of American whiskey that you can do. It doesn't have to be bourbon. I think there's great ways you can make it not age that long based on the one I'm drinking now, but
I think it takes away from the bottled and bond, right? It's like, so bottled and bond has to be 4 years old. You can make a bourbon that's not 4 years old, still quality. It doesn't have to be trash because it's not 4.
Right. I think so too. If you do things the right way, you can have better bourbon at a younger age.
What if we would make it that you have to have the age statement if it's under 4 years?
I can get on board with that because I would have so if some distillery, whatever, says this is 3 years and 2 months. And it is stellar good. You found your sweet spot. So I know you have people in there pulling barrel samples, tasting things. They have good palates. They know what they're doing. I can appreciate that.
I'm always down for more information on a label. I don't need backstory. I want information. That's just where I am. But so the thing about the bourbon industry, it is so big at this point. If you start changing the whole rules, a lot of people are going to be in trouble. Like we were mentioning with the craft distilleries.
Yeah.
291 is screwed. They are no longer a distillery if they can't be Colorado bourbon with Aspen staves, and they only use 10-gallon barrels and only age for 13 months. So they would be down the drain rather quickly because they would have to change their whole marketing scheme, their whole identity that they've worked so long on building. I don't know if it's fair to require it for everyone, but more information on a bottle, I could be down for that. Just putting the age statement on there.
Okay.
And as long as people can understand that it's not always a bad thing if the whiskey is not 4 years old.
You wouldn't have to put it large. It could be on the back of the bottle, just anywhere on there. So it would have to be someone seeking it out for their information, not something that people who don't know what they're doing, they're like, oh, This number's right in my face.
Yeah.
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 It feels like putting legislation in place that's going to limit things is not good. I think we as consumers should decide, and based on taste and stuff like that, because there's not really such thing as a distillery if you go visit a distillery that isn't allowing you to taste their product that they're trying to sell you. I mean, that's a thing that I think any distillery I've been to allows you to try their stuff. So it feels like
it's probably sketchy.
Yeah.
Some of the information's hard to find, though. I think I would like if all the information was more of it was in a uniform place. I think that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it feels like we're better prepared than most consumers because we seem to know the questions to ask. We can see the things that they're doing if we think that the whiskey is good or is it on the right path. I feel like this group is also good at telling, being able to taste things that do just need more time in the barrel. And there's nothing wrong with that. There can be something stated that's good for a whiskey that's on the right track. Like when I tried Gary's White Dog, that orange flint, it's great just as White Dog. What's it going to be like after it's been a few years old? I think it's going to be fantastic. So I think we have the ability to do that.
Anything at Demetrius's, and you're like, this is amazing. He's like, nope, needs 5 more years. Like,
I am. It's ready when it's ready, right? So like, I like the distillers or tasters that go in and check things periodically to be like, you know what? It's not 4 yet, but I think it's perfect right now. So why would I care if it was 3 or 13? Like, it's ready when it's ready. And those are the palates I trust where, you know what? It was ready when it was ready. It could have got overaged, over oaked, and been gross. Like, I don't want product. So I like the people that go in and check, and they don't give a shit if it's 4. Age really shouldn't matter as long as the taste is where you want it to be. The profile is where you want it to be.
Right. Let your taste decide everything. That's the key. Let your palate decide what's good and what's not good. Not age statements,
though.
not bourbon experts.
If you're going and having to buy like bottles of these things just to try
shop the ABV Barrel Shop. It'll eliminate all that.
There you go. Oh, look at you, Steve, with the solution already.
Oh, well, come by and see us. Yeah, the place where you can try before you buy.
Or what Darren called the ABV tasting shop.
Oh yeah, he answered the phone like that today. Person hung up on him. He's wondering why.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the whole like whiskey should be old, like came over from Scotch, right? We don't want to be Scotch drinkers. We don't like that. We don't want to be snobby. So I don't feel like it has to be old to be good. Actually, I think it gets worse the older it gets. So some
of it does of a certain amount.
We released a 20-year-old bourbon. I'm absolutely uninterested in those releases.
Only if it's a very specific bourbon. Like, you have to have a brand I already trust to do that.
It's true. That's true. Well, so there you go. There's a little bit about what we say about this so-called tasting. What is it? Tasting table expert. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah. When do we get to be called experts? The experts.
I know.
We can declare it ourselves. I don't
you write the article and you say you're the expert.
Yeah, I think this guy declared himself an expert.
I could give you the list of requirements to be an expert witness at a trial with me. I can deem if all of you are expert witnesses.
Okay.
Saw what happened.
Well, saw what happened. That's an expert. Well, maybe not. All right, so there you go. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Von Nieters, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Von Nieters.
Yeah, I was waiting for Katie to provide some sort of list of here's what you need to be that
My
expert.
computer glitched for a second, and I came back to Steve being like, or not. I was like, I missed something.
It's like you just are giving it to us.
Yeah,
I'm just going to throw an idea out there and then just be silent on it.
Right, yeah. Okay. All right, Darren, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at The Bourbon Adventures.
All right, Katie.
You can find me over on Instagram at KatieProof.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's going to be abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. Online, we're at abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Fridays, we have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.